Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. It's so good to see a full house. I know we are doing this event after 2 to 3 years, and Korea is one of my most favorite countries to come to. And I'm even more excited because I think Korea is a country which is a pioneer in digital transformation. The reason I'm excited to be here is many of the case studies of deployments of many of our innovations actually emanates from Korea. So I'm really excited to be here and to share with you our new, modern, bold, purposeful innovation agenda, and also have the opportunity to share 8 examples of this innovation that will help each one of you transform in your transformation journeys. So let's look at it from your lens. So if you really look at the last 24 to 36 months, we fully understand that each one of you across the different verticals are in different stages of these customer journeys. And we believe we in Cisco can help you in each of these journeys. So you are on maybe a cloud strategy that you have accelerated during the pandemic. And you're really looking to optimize how you place your workloads. Uh, and now you're really rethinking and re-optimizing how you can do that from an economic standpoint, from an experience standpoint. Now, given some of the recent regulatory requirements here in Korea, how do you manage that from an efficiency perspective? I think for most of you in this room, you would have worked with Cisco in designing, deploying networks. But I think in the last few years, we've really done a lot of innovation around bringing software-defined architectures to help you transform your network. And then, I think in the last 3 to 6 months, there has been a lot of talk about generative AI and how can you leverage AI to enable better experiences for your customers, for your different stakeholders. And we in Cisco are really been thinking very, very hard on how we build AI capabilities individually in our platforms, but more importantly, how do we bring that to bear collectively? I think we are looking at the role of AI in this cyberspace, in the cyber security space, because the threat landscape is growing by the day. So how can we leverage AI to protect from a cybersecurity perspective? And we have a number of innovations that we will showcase that help you do that. And the last one is around the future of work. How do we enable people a very inclusive and differentiated experience so that they come to work? And we will showcase some of our innovations around that. So if you really look at all of these 5 journeys, all our customers across different verticals are in different stages of this evolution. And the real challenge is there is so much change happening there. It's really hard for IT to keep pace. And then there is no single one vendor or one platform across each of these buckets that meet all of your requirements. So it's really about how do you invest in the right platforms and make all these platforms work together to create the outcomes that you need. Given this need, I think we in Cisco had to really rethink how we think of our innovation agenda. And we realized that digital transformation for each one of you in this room would really require all the stakeholders in your, whether it's a technology stakeholder, whether it's a business stakeholder, to break the silos of NetOps, SecOps, DevOps, AIOps, to really bring this to bear, to deploy these technologies at scale. And for that, you would need to rewire the way your organization consumes technology. And that's when you will get the outcome you need from a digital transformation perspective. So given this requirement in the marketplace, we in Cisco have completely transformed the way we innovate our products and platforms. So if you really look at the last 40 years of Cisco, we had a very traditional innovation approach. We built products, we looked at the market, we built it with the right quality. Depending on the need of the market, we accelerated features, speeds, feeds, and we delivered to that construct. And that was what customers needed then. But the needs of digital transformation today require us to think very differently. So what we've changed is we've moved to this very purposeful approach. In this purposeful approach, we are not really focused on feature acceleration, but we're really focused on adoption of the features. And we're focused on 5 core principles. We build products, whether it's a software product, whether it's a hardware product, whether it's a platform. And the 5 brass track capabilities that we are building natively in our products the first one is around sustainability. How do we deliver products that are energy efficient from the get-go? And how can you get higher performance with lower energy needs? And how can we help you meet your ESG goals? The second area is as we build products which are consumed in cloud-delivered, cloud-managed constructs, how do we meet the local regulatory requirements in terms of data residency, data localization, air gap, and what have you? So we are incorporating that into our platforms. The third area is an area of deep interest to many of in this room, is how are we leveraging AI to get you the insights across different domains. So we are natively thinking through how we can leverage AI to make our platforms more insightful. The next one is a very critical one, is around security. How do we inbuild security natively in all our platforms? And how can these systems talk with other platforms that you may have from Cisco or from the third party? And the last area, or the most important principle, is all our platforms are open. They are extensible. You can talk to them through APIs. And our partners can leverage these platforms to build managed services, and we'll make our platforms available in all cloud marketplaces. So if you really look at it, we are really focused on building a pool of innovation enablers that can deliver outcomes from you, whether it's around sustainability, whether it's around scale, whether it's around AI, whether it's around security, or whether it's around consumption, in the way you want to consume our platforms. But the primary focus is not just building the platforms, but also delivering operating model innovation. So those are the key tenets in which we have defined these different capabilities. And I'm now really excited to showcase some of our innovations that we have brought to bear in the last 6 to 12 months. So the first one is around transforming workplaces. I know many of you are aware of our WebEx boards, our WebEx platforms. But what we've really done is we've combined the best-of-breed hardware capabilities with the best-of-breed software capabilities. What do we mean by that? So let's look at our devices. We've made our devices completely open. So you can now join one-click meetings on Teams, Zoom, Google, or WebEx from our WebEx platform. We've seen some interesting use cases in return to work by building sensors that sense the number of people, humidity, temperature, right from the conference rooms, and also developed AI capabilities around audio and video natively in these platforms so that it creates the best meeting experience. So those are device agnostic capabilities that work on any collaboration platform. Then if many of you in this room are existing WebEx users, we now have cloud calling that you can transition from on-prem telephony all the way to the cloud. And we have a number of generative AI use cases that we are delivering on our WebEx platform. So if you really look at the WebEx area, we have really leapfrogged in the last 12 months. And we have this platform that can truly transform your workspace experience. The next example is probably near and dear to many of you here in this room, is around AI. What is Cisco doing on AI? I think this is an important question for all of you in this room. We have an AI fabric that can help you connect seamlessly with GPUs from any vendor, NVIDIA, Intel, AMD, and memory chips from any vendor, Samsung, SK, Hynix, Micron. And we can do that with our Silicon One technology, which we just announced. We had a seminal announcement last week where we announced Silicon One that can go up to 51 terabytes. Now, what does that mean? That means that we have next-generation silicon technology that delivers these capabilities required for AI workloads. We can build ultra-low latency, lossless Ethernet fabrics, which are standards based on converged Ethernet standards that all of you can leverage. And we now, I'm very proud to say, we have many of these deployments happening in the US, happening in Japan, happening in India, and I'm soon, very soon, here in Korea as well. So please leverage us when you think of AI workloads, because we have a completely agnostic architecture that can help you scale and delivers all of these capabilities around power consumption, operational efficiency, and sustainability. So switching on gears, I want to move to the next innovation. And this is near and dear to many of you here. You run large, complex infrastructure. And in the last 3 years, we've seen over 800 deployments of software-defined access for the campus infrastructure, for the IT infrastructure, for the OT infrastructure. So if you take any manufacturing plant out there, the moment you want to connect it to the network, it's like 15,000 industrial assets that need to be segmented, that needs to be secured, that needs to support policy, that all the biometric devices only talk to the biometric server. All the OT devices only talk, the OT PLCs only talk to the OT server. We can do all of that at scale. We can do automation, we can do analytics, we can do assurance, and we can leverage AI ML capabilities to detect anomalous behavior and stop them at the get-go. So these software-defined architectures are something that are being deployed extensively here in Korea. We have over 50 deployments, and they're growing every quarter. So we are very proud of this innovation, so please leverage us around this software-defined construct for campus IT OT networks. It is now a natural progression to talk about software-defined for the wide area network. So regardless of whether your office or your branch is leveraging MPLS or internet or 4G, 5G, we can have now a transport-agnostic architecture that can allow any site to talk to any app on any cloud seamlessly. And we can also do this at a per-user level. So this is a great innovation that we have launched, and we are beginning to see a lot of native capabilities. I don't want to steal any thunder from Mohit, but we now have the Thousand Eyes agent as well integrated with our SD-WAN features, and he'll talk more about this. But I think now I'm going to focus a lot on one important area, which is around security innovations. So what is Zero Trust? Zero Trust is a framework that allows any user to talk to any app from any device in any location. And what we've done here is we have enabled Zero Trust capabilities with our AI security cloud that we launched in Siskoga Live recently. With this, you can have a single identity and policy engine that you can use as your cloud management console to orchestrate your policy across your campus, your OT networks, your IT networks, as well as your cloud networks. So we have one policy engine. We have one threat detection and intelligence engine, which is also based on AI insights. And this layer talks natively with the network layer, which I spoke about in the earlier examples from a software-defined perspective. So with this, we can deliver a zero trust outcome for you. And we will have the AI security cloud commercially available with a local instance here in Seoul in the second half of this year. So with this, we can actually deliver a zero trust outcome. And we can also empower your security and your operations folks to manage the threat landscape better. So this is an exciting innovation. I think the next one takes it to the next level, which is we launched in RSA the industry-first XDR platform that combines integration of two distinct data points. So what do we mean by that? We always had the network capability, but we also now have transposed this endpoint capability, whether it's devices, email, and combined that threat landscape into one cohesive engine that can make decisions easier for you. I think we are the only vendor to have actually taken this very open approach. And this platform, I'm very happy to share, also talks to third-party feeds. So we can now synthesize feeds from multiple different security vendors, PAN, Fortinet, Splunk, and make sense for your security and your operations team, enable them, empower them to make better decisions. So this is the next area of innovation, which is not Cisco-centric, but around our principle of open and extensible. The next one that I want to talk about is observability. This is a completely new area where you have not seen Cisco. What we are doing with observability is we are leveraging open telemetry. Now, for many of you in this room, you'll ask, what is open telemetry? Open telemetry is the second most popular project after Kubernetes in the open source world. Open telemetry provides you a framework to synthesize information across multiple data planes. So whether it's a networking platform, whether it's a security platform, whether it's a multi-cloud platform, whether it's an application platform, we can now correlate across these different domains and make intelligent insights that help you take the right decisions. So our full stack observability platform is the first industry framework to make observability real for you and bridge the different domains and the different silos in your own organization. Whether you're an NetOps person, a SecOps person, a DevOps person, an AIOps person, you can leverage this FSO platform to make sense. So for example, what we did recently, which we went live with, is we demonstrated a use case of SAP with AppD to manage the supply chain with our observability platform. We had another example of a containerized security, cloud-native security application talking with a cloud-native version of AppD to provide insights to you in a very different way. So those are examples. This is the journey, but you will see more and more from Cisco around this observability platform. Now I'll change gears and talk about a subject where I think we in Cisco have been leading the way. We all talk about, we all need a sustainable planet to live in. And I think we in Cisco are really committed in making all of your digital infrastructure sustainable. How do we do that? One of the things that we are doing natively is leveraging capabilities like Silicon One to ensure that whether it's an access point, whether it's a router, whether it's a switch, we will have it powered so that you get the same performance at half the energy utilization. We are also innovated with technologies like universal power on Ethernet. I'm really happy in the last 18 months to see UPAV has gone mass. Every airport in Asia today is a smart building. They no longer have 6 parallel networks, one for paging, one for video surveillance, one for power cable, one for data cable, one for security. It's one converged UPOE-powered infrastructure that covers the lights, that covers all of infrastructure, and is available to all our customers to leverage these technologies. So we're going to see a lot of action around smart buildings in our part of the world, but that's not where it ends. Whether it's green data centers, green retail, we're really committed to be your sustainability partner of choice. I want to just reassure you that we have thought through the way we design the products to the way we retire the products through the circular economy. We have thought through that, and we have that available to you to help you achieve your sustainability goals. So I know in the last 17 minutes, I've covered a number of innovations. We had one from the from the cloud world, we have a couple from the networking world, we have a couple from the security world, a couple from the observability world. But I just want to tell you that these are not the end of all of the innovations, Cisco. We have saved some of the best for Mohit and his next session, around 1,000 Eyes, to give you the art of the possible. But I just want to let you know that the innovation engine in Cisco is alive and kicking. We want to be part of those 5 transformation journeys that I spoke of at the get-go. The future of work, the cloud strategy, cyber and security, and network transformation. We have the underlying platforms. whether it's for the NetOps stakeholder, whether it's for the SecOps stakeholder, whether it's for the AIOps stakeholder. We are delivering platforms to simplify your experience and to simplify your operational experience and to improve your operating model. That's the area of our innovation, and we are very, very glad to see many customers and partners here in Korea absorbing and consuming these technologies. But I want to leave you with one thought, is the future is not the innovation in individual platforms. It's about how you synthesize them in a connected operating model. So when we spoke about observability, bringing the networking domain, the cloud domain, the security domain, working together, making sense, breaking the silos in your organization, breaking the silos in your mind, shifting our mindsets to collaborate with different stakeholders with whom we don't work every day is the opportunity that we all have. And this is where Cisco is headed to, and this is the outcome we want to deliver. Because we know when we do that, we will be able to deploy technologies at a scale. We will help you rewire your organization. And by that, we will deliver digital outcomes. So I'm really, thank you for your time. Very happy to have shared this innovation agenda with all of you today. I'm now ready to pass the ball on